Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and you're about to listen to the last radio drama for Hoard of the Dragon Queen, Chapter 8. And we played it, of course, on the last night, and amazingly, it's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh my god!
I think actually less than 50 seconds, like 3 minutes and 47 seconds, nothing major. But I was looking at my SoundCloud just recently, this week, and I couldn't believe it. I'm over 2 hours in radio dramas. That's something I never would have even imagined when I set out to do these. I don't really know what percentage or how long or they would all be when they were all put together at the end, but I never thought I would reach movie length quality, just in length, not when I talk about quality, but movie length quality by the end of it with over 2 hours of material. It's kind of amazing to me. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. This is the last one. It's 3 minutes, 45 seconds, and it just capitalizes and recaps the entire adventure. Not the entire adventure, but small little snippets. Starts with the characters up in the palace, goes to Frulam, talks about something quickly in the swamp castle, goes to Kingston where we started, recaps a little bit of Greenest, and then finally leaves, as always, a little bit of a cliffhanger and foreshadowing. Pretty important with these kinds of things. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Here it is, guys. The last radio drama before the Dragon Queen, and I forgot what I called it, but we'll just call it The Rise of Tiamat.
The gray sky ignites with lightning. Purple bolts of electricity flicker like tentacles, tearing open a black void in the horizon as an astral gate opens for the glacial citadel. The heroes look out across the sea of clouds as the magical chasm opens its ethereal maw. On a solitary road deep in the Parnas Mountains, a rogue figure looks up from under its black cloak, watching the castle far in the distance, as it's suddenly swallowed by the magical gate, and a bone-shattering crack of energy echoes through the valley. Frulam steadies her horse and lowers her head for a moment, feeling the bitter sting of regret. She reluctantly turns the horse and continues on her journey, her silhouette slowly disappearing into the thick fog. At the old castle in the swamp, Thorngray marches across a field of the dead as bodies of both bullywugs and lizardfolk are scattered, their bodies frozen in the harsh final moments of their death.
Keep pushing ahead.
Ash and embers float in the wind as the cultists take control of the castle, taking Snapjaw prisoner and scattering the remaining tribes. Thorngray gathers his troops to restore order and secure the location, so the transportation of the vast wealth gathered across the realm can resume once again. In the town of Greenest, the final sections of the walls are completed, as the mayor shakes hands with the master builders. New homes and sanctuaries have been crafted as the streets come alive, its people once again finding hope. The mayor looks out upon the horizon as if expecting the return of the brave heroes that helped his doomed town. A look of thankfulness, but also an expression of worry crosses his brow. He rests his hands on the battlements as the sun sets with the deep colors of red and purple. Among the bustling metropolis of Kingston, Balin the Oracle sits quietly in her room, candles burning brightly as night approaches. She stares intently into a small cauldron, as if seeing a vision far off. The candles suddenly flicker, drawing her attention away from the vessel. She looks up slowly, as a small fairy glides into the darkness. Anodyne eagerly enters, her illumination casting a soft green glow across the room. A gentle smile crosses Balin's face as the two meet. And far off across the expanse of the realms, the sky crackles and is shrouded in darkness, as one by one dragons emerge from misty clouds, patiently awaiting the rise of Tiamat.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's it. We're all done. And you know, the inspiration for this radio drama, I'm inspired by music. So music has always inspired me. That's really where a good chunk of this came from. But I was playing Stalker, going through the Stalker series right now, actually, playing Clear Sky at the moment. It's not as fun as the other ones, but it's okay. But I was playing Call of Pripyat and got to the end, and I remembered, I'd forgotten actually, how it recapped everything. All these little tiny decisions that you did, it kind of recapped them and revisited things. And I thought, okay, I know I wanted to end it this one way, but I kind of like this idea too. So why don't we just mix them? Mix the ideas together. And so that's what I did. I did a recap, as you can tell, for the radio drama. And it really worked. It was neat to go back and see the places that we had been and figure out, okay, what happened? Especially places like Greenest and the Swamp Castle. That whole thing could have been completely different if characters had made different decisions. Yes, there was a civil war, but there was a very, very powerful ally that could have been used that would have actually changed the battle. But that ally was never called upon. So the lizards were still, for lack of a better word, outgunned and outmatched with, what's his name, Drowmore Borngray and his personal troops. And of course, some of the lizard clans had allied with him. They weren't going to break up that alliance because they wanted the steel. So unfortunately, they were defeated, right? So we got a snapshot of that, and we got to see where Greenest now is becoming more fruitful. It's coming together. It's being reborn. We went back to Kingston. It's just my prologue campaign, nothing in the book. They got to see the old witch. Really, she's kind of an oracle, but Balin. And we got to see where Anodyne, where'd she go? She didn't actually go back to the Feywilds immediately. She went back to the old crone, Balin, because she knew there was a connection there, kind of retracing the steps of Cricket and where she had been. So there's a connection there. Then, of course, we saw Frulam, who was filled with regret. She left the characters at the very second to last episode because of prior events, being hunted down by assassins and almost killed several different times. I so tried to kill her, but assassination attempts one after the other. So she left, but yet she's feeling regret. Did the players make it out? What her heroes or her comrades, did they make it out? So that was a very difficult situation for her to be in. But she was going through the Parnas Mountains, left Parnas itself, and was heading towards wherever she's going to go. Right. So we looked at all that, and we looked at Greenest, of course, and then we finally ended up with that. What I think is most important is leaving that kind of cliffhanger moment, and also it is a sprinkling of foreshadowing. So it's kind of a dual purpose there at the end. But anyway, guys, that's it. I never thought I would hit 2 hours and some odd minutes. That's kind of still amazing to me. I'm excited to see what Rise of Tiamat does. How long will they be? And really, when I'm making these, I'm not shooting for length. It's just what's important. What do I need to tell? What do the characters need to hear? What kind of foreshadowing do I need to place in these to set up the next thing? That's all they're for. I'm not trying to get to 2 hours. I'm not trying to get to 3 hours. I'm just trying to relay information with audio cues and certain bits of dialogue. And yes, of course, it's extreme metagaming, but I don't care about that stuff. I think we all do it, as I've said. We all do it. I do it. Players do it. God does it. It's just everywhere, right? You're never going to get away with it. So I don't care about that stuff. It just adds to verisimilitude, it adds to flavor, it adds to the feeling of the game, and I will never, ever stop doing these. So what's going to happen next? Because we've reached the end of these radio dramas. Well, there's going to be more for Rise of Tiamat, obviously. I haven't started anything. I've been writing down notes of things I think I want to start with. But what I'm going to do next is start a couple new playlists that are dedicated to other radio dramas I've done. All Dungeons & Dragons related, just not Hoard of the Dragon Queen. But I want to kind of highlight those just to show you what else you could do with radio dramas. And I'm going to start with one called oh gosh, I just forgot it. Big Trouble in Little Rhina. I'll explain more about that later. But that's what we're going to do, and we're going to explore a little more about radio dramas and music and different things like that. So really, there's a lot more to come, but it's going to be like this small gap of time where it's going to be really quiet. And a lot of things are going to be written and speculated and just kind of set up for the next big campaign book. So anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you. If you've watched all of these or listened to all of them, really a mixture of both, Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I don't know where this channel is or where, if it's even out there somewhere. Anybody half the time even knows about it. But it's my own little corner of things that are going on. So thank you if you have. I do appreciate it. I know my players appreciate it as well. So stay tuned, guys. There's much more to come. And who knows, maybe I'll hit 3 or 4 hours. I'll go Lord of the Rings on it. That really sounds like a lot of work. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.